defiant Mark Robinson is back on the campaign trail despite an exodus of his top aides. The controversial Republican nominee for North Carolina governor is holding events just a day after several key campaign officials stepped down. Here's what he said just a short time ago.
We're here for small business people. We're here for all those parents out there that are losing their children to fentanyl. We're here for all those people out there that are struggling to keep their small businesses open. We're here for the people we're here for the people who are struggling to get their children a decent education. We're not here to talk about 15 or 20-year-old salacious false lies. They don't want to talk about what's going on right now. They want to talk about what possibly happened 15 years ago.
The staff resignations follow a CNN investigation that unearthed graphic and inflammatory comments Robinson made several years ago on a porn website. He denies making those posts, and CNN's Diane Gallagher joins me from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Diane, what else is Robinson saying this morning?
You know, Jim, this is the first appearance by Robinson since the more than half a dozen senior campaign staff resigned this weekend. And about several of the 45 to 50 supporters who showed up here today in Wilkesboro said that's precisely what made them come. They wanted to show support for Robinson in what they describe as a very difficult time for him. Robinson didn't directly address those allegations beyond calling them salacious lies from the past that may or may not have happened when he spoke to supporters. But he did address that and the campaign departures when he spoke with press as soon as he finished the event. Take a listen.
We have full confidence that we can go on. We're getting resumes from all over. We're getting offers from all over. People are jumping in to help us. We've made a ton of friends in this thing since we've been in. A lot of talented people right now are reaching out to us, and we're right in the process right now of forming a team that we know can still lead us to victory. So we have full confidence in our ability to keep going.
But the timing of that, them walking away from you right now.
The timing doesn't matter. It's not the timing. It's how you react, and we are ready to react. And we're doing it right now.
Lieutenant
We're getting
Governor
it done.
Robinson, you've talked about the reporting being salacious lies, not true. Have you taken steps then to prove it's not you?
We
or
absolutely
find out?
are. We absolutely are. We're in talks right now. Everything up to legal counsel to take CNN to task for what they have done to us. We are going after them. Okay, we are going to go after them for what they've done. But we have 5 weeks left in this race, folks, and make no mistake about it. We are not going to let CNN throw us off of our mission. Our mission is to win this race. And quite frankly, I am dismayed about the fact, as I said before, think about how many people out there right now, right in the place where we are right now, who are hooked on fentanyl, who are hooked on opioids, and how many will die tonight because of it. Think about what's going on our border. Think about what's going on the world stage. And this is what you choose to focus on. You've got these news cameras, news reporters, pens, pencils, your microphones. This is what you're focused on. You're not focused on the things that we talked about standing up there about our economy. You're not focused on those things. I am. I'm going to remain focused on those things. And you better understand, I am coming after CNN full throttle. But we have got to put the people first. And in order to put the people first, we've got to concentrate on this campaign. And that is exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you. No more questions. No more questions. Hold on just a second. No more questions because you're from Greensboro. And in Greensboro.
Now, Robinson may be talking about the fact that we're focusing on that, but I can tell you there are plenty of Republicans in North Carolina who are as well concerned about what the K-File investigation, as well as a significant staff departure, means potentially for down-ballot Republican candidates here in North Carolina, Jim. And look, at the top of the ticket, former President Donald Trump was in North Carolina. He was in Wilmington on Saturday. He did not invite Lieutenant Governor Robinson to appear with him on stage. Robinson had a small public event at a speedway instead in a different part of the state. Didn't even mention Robinson by name at that. And this is someone who he at one point called Martin Luther King Jr. on steroids. This is a person who had a speaking position at the RNC earlier this summer. And so while he is trying to focus on the campaign, I will tell you that other Republicans here in the state of North Carolina are very concerned about that investigation as well as the campaign shakeup.
Yeah, I mean, Diane, did Mark Robinson explain why these staffers are leaving if the report from this network is not true?
No, they said that they have stepped away on their own accord. They wish them well. And the staffers themselves just saying this was something that happened on their own volition. So they have not gone into the specific details, but the timing, of course, coming just days after that K-file investigation was published.
Yeah. All right, Diane Gallagher, thank you very much. And CNN's Kristen Holmes is here with me now. As Diane mentioned, Robinson was not invited to Trump's rally over the weekend in North Carolina. Again, if there's something wrong with the reporting, you would think Donald Trump would have him up on stage, talk about him, didn't even mention him at this rally this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, but you also might think that if this reporting was true, that Donald Trump would be out there disavowing him and saying that he shouldn't be running for office. But again, Donald Trump has not said anything about it at all, remaining completely silent. And we have absolute faith in our reporting that these are Mark Robinson's words from this porn forum. Now, Donald Trump, I am told, is not likely to invite Mark Robinson to any future events. He is expected to be in North Carolina again later this week. We shouldn't see Mark Robinson with him if that holds, him not inviting him to any of these events. But in terms of disavowing him or disavowing what Donald Trump himself has said about Mark Robinson, we haven't seen any indication that that is happening. Now, look, when it comes to the ticket, asking him to get off the ticket, that's not possible. We know that the ballots have already gone out, those military ballots as well as absentee ballots with Mark Robinson's name at the top of the ticket. But there is huge amount of concern, as Diane said, among Republicans that this is going to hurt Donald Trump. If you look at the most recent polling the New York Times put out today, it is well within the margin of error. It has Donald Trump leading by about 2 points. Again, within the margin of error, neither side, Harris or Trump, is going to take that for granted. They want to win the state of North Carolina, which has gotten increasingly closer since Kamala Harris was boosted to the top of the ticket. This could hurt him. The question is, what would hurt him more? Him coming out and disavowing Mark Robinson or just leaving it alone? And it clearly, as at this point, the campaign thinks just not saying anything is the right move for the former president.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to think at this point, if Mark Robinson, he's being unfairly maligned, the Trump campaign would be coming out and embracing him. I mean, they must think inside the Trump campaign that this is toxic too.
Well, and I will say, talking to the senior advisors, they've thought that Mark Robinson was a problem for a long time. Yeah. This is just the latest, and this is obviously the worst of what we've seen. Right. This is just the worst of what we have seen. But he has caused problem after problem for them. At one point I went to an event in North Carolina, and he was speaking before Donald Trump was taking the stage, and the campaign made sure to tell us that he was not introducing the president. Even though he was speaking before him, they were going to have someone else or a voice of God introduce Donald Trump, which seemed like a very determined or very specific clarification that they were making there. They don't want them to be lumped together, but as you said, he has praised Robinson multiple times. So nothing on his part there about him coming out and saying, I take back those comments.
And they sound pretty simpatico in terms of going after the press, and yet Mark Robinson not on stage with Donald Trump this weekend, not mentioned by Donald Trump this weekend.